with a great passion for education. He's an alumnus of the Federal University of Agriculture at Abeokuta, where he backed a bachelor's degree in engineering in the year 2009. He also holds a master's degree in business administration from Nexford University, Washington, D.C. He is a member of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Educational Management and Administration in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, in September 2011, at the age of 26, he established a school in Ibadan, which is named Valencia School, to become one of the youngest school proprietors in the history of Nigerian education sector. Ladies and gentlemen, it might interest you to know that Valencia School took off with just 3 students in August 2011, but under the leadership of the school's director, Valencia School has grown to be a force to be reckoned with in Oyo State and its environment, with over 2,900 pupils and 542 members of teaching and non-teaching staff across 3 campuses. To contribute his quotes to the real estate in Oyo State, he recently co-founded a real estate brand, Mint Avenue, which is into housing development solutions, real estate services, and consultancy. That's not all. He was recently honored with the award of the MPI, Most Patriotic Indigene of Ibadan, by the Central Council of Ibadan Indigenes, and made a Royal African Ambassador for Young Leaders in Nigeria, an award by His Imperial Majesty Oni Adeyeye Enitan Ojaja II. He advocates for the needy, and that explains why a select percentage of his school population is reserved for kids from the motherless homes or those in similar situations. An active citizen by virtue of his membership with the Union Chamber International, where he currently serves JCI Nigeria as Executive Vice President for Northeast, an organization that is armed with the mission of raising leaders for a changing world. Ladies and gentlemen, I can go on and on, but please join me with a round of applause as we bring up stage Mr. Mora in your goodness. I think our applause can be better. You're welcome, sir.
I was enjoying that music. So I was thinking that maybe we'll start by dancing to that song. All right, thank you very much. So that means that I was the only person enjoying it. The DJ too was enjoying it too. I want to be sure. Thank you very much. I'd like to appreciate the of this for type of gathering together. There are many things we do that sometimes you just do it and you do it for sake. I was 200 level, 200 level in UNAM. That was around 2000 and 2004, thereabout. And a program was organized on my campus. I've forgotten this lady's name. I've forgotten her name. Okay, I'll remember before I finish. So I didn't attend the program. I was just reading by a classroom close to that hall where they're having the program. And while I was reading, I was hearing somebody just talking, and I was like, this lady is spitting fire. I stood up, closed my books, and I joined the program. It wasn't a church program. It was just about motivation and all. So I joined the program, I wasn't well dressed for the program. I wore a short knicker, I wore a palm slippers. I was supposed to be reading. But what that lady was talking about was entering my head. And I left my books and I joined that gathering for the last 1 or 2 hours. And there are some things I picked from that gathering. That was 2004. That was exactly 20 years from now, a bit ago. There were things I picked from that place. That person that said those things doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know the kind of impact he made on someone. But after that time, I was never the same again. I've never had the chance to see that person again, to tell her thank you for waking me up. But 20 years ago, after that time, I am not the same person I was prior to that gathering. So that was not even the gathering I was invited to. It was not a gathering I was supposed to attend. It was not a gathering I should go at all. I was just opportune because that program was happening in a hall close to where I was reading. And I want to, like I said earlier on, appreciate the leadership of this church for deeming it fit to have a conscious gathering like this. And I was thinking that maybe today we'll have a filled chair. Maybe everywhere will be filled up. So let's hope that we are expecting others to join us, because these are the kind of events or gatherings that we should attend. I'll be 40 years next year, and I don't think I have any problem. By God's grace, I won't have problem in Jesus' name. I don't think I have any problem. Whatever I want to eat, anything, even if I want to eat corn, and the kind of food I want to eat are not even expensive anyway. So anything I want to eat, I can afford to eat it. But I still go out to seek for knowledge. Currently, I'm serving as the National Executive Vice President of JSN Nigeria, in charge of Northeast. So I cover the cities of Borno, Jos, Bauchi. I still want to leave my comfort zone to also go and learn, so that when I come back home, I would know how to do things better. And I see today's youth who have not even started anything at all. And they will say they are busy. They can't attend conferences like this. Let me also appreciate those that mentioned my name and said, let this man come and talk to us about the mindset shift. I don't know who mentioned my name, but I know for every time you are called to do something, somebody must have mentioned your name and said, this is my first time ever in this environment. I only apply that road. I have a school around Oluyole there, so I apply Akpata when there's traffic. This is the first time I've been branching off that road. But I'm sure somebody must have just mentioned my name somewhere and said, this person should be the one to handle this gathering. Thank you very much for the opportunity. And I'm supposed to also take a team session for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Initially, I was thinking I would do a slide, and I'll come and speak English. But after asking what kind of crowd I'll be talking to, their age range, what did they do, I discovered that when I come here with the PowerPoint slide and I'm speaking grammar, I will not be I will not have done the right thing. And I feel I would come around and talk more about my stories, about how I've been able to exhibit the mindset shift, cultivating a growth-oriented approach to both life and what? And work. Cultivating a what? A growth-oriented approach to life and what? And work. Let me also appreciate, before I forget, somebody kept sending me a message every morning. Please, we want to remind you, the program is coming up next week. We want to remind you, it's coming up next upper week. Thank you very much for that reminder. And that was why I came here very early. I woke up to 8. I rushed out. I was not coming late to this place, because of the persons that have been reminding me every time. I will speak about my stories, my journey in life, and I'm sure you will be able to learn 1 or 2 things from those stories. I'm going to summarize my story into 3 aspects, 3 P's. The first one is the first P will have to be passion. For every human being in life, once you are born, you have to ensure that when you start having the sense of consciousness, you have to start looking at what are the things that I have passion for. I must tell you that what you have passion for, some other persons will see it and they are like, and it's not a crime. My wife's family, they are 5. My wife is the last born. He has 4 siblings. One is in US, 2 in US, one Chicago, one Houston. One is in France, one is in London, and my wife is in Nigeria. I've been married since 2011. That's about 13 years now. In the last 13 years, my wife has been telling me, let's go to America. Let's leave this country. And I will tell her, I'm not going to leave this country. It's not as if the country is good, though, or the country is nice. That's not the problem. But the issue is just that I'm not entirely wired to say I want to leave this country and go to a white man's land. It's not a crime to do something. It's not a sin. But I'm telling you that in the last 13 years, my wife every morning when she wakes up, she will remind me. And every morning too, I will reply her. I will say, don't worry, when it's time, we will go. She has a passion. She has a flair for doing that. I don't do it. I was in the US some couple of weeks ago. So I had booked tickets since like February this year. So I had to come back to Nigeria for an emergency conference that was shifted initially in Kano. So I went to US, got to US on Tuesday, and I packed my bag on Thursday. And for like 2 days, she didn't talk to me. Now, how will I come to US and spend 2 days? I said, me, even in that 2 days, I'm already tired. Like I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm coming back home. So I'm just using that as an example to let you know what passion is. Sometimes you could even have passion, you could not have passion for things that everybody wants to do. P for passion. What are the things that you are passionate about? One day I was in a program and I was on a panel session. And somebody asked a question. He said, can you monetize your passion? And he told the person no. And I was surprised. That why are they saying no? Why can't you monetize your passion? Oh, the girl said, I love reading. I like to read. I said, yes, you can monetize it. Somebody must be able to what? To fuel, Abi. That's your what? That's your passion. I got admission into UNAB in 2002 for pre-degree program for a year. At that time, I scored 212. My first JAM in 2001, I scored 212 in JAM. I wanted to study electrical engineering for a simple reason. What was the reason? I had an uncle who lived in our house when we were growing up. He went to OAU, studied electrical engineering, had the first class, and I know him. He's like an egbon. He was the one taking us mathematics as lessons. He used to sleep in our store. We had a store, one small store, where we normally keep drums. Very small store. I'm not even sure he could sleep straight in that store. He must sleep diagonally to contain his length. Most times or sometimes, I notice that he has nothing to even eat. He feeds on our leftovers. We are not rich, we are even very, very poor. So imagine the poor man's leftover. But one day, he got a call and went to Lagos for an interview. And that was how he got a job with MTN in 1999. MTN gave him a job. And in 3 months' time, he came back home with a car. He brought a Toyota Avensis, black. That he has a car now. So that time we didn't have any car in our family. So he bought a car. And he was telling me that, so he packed his clothes to go and give a dry cleaner. That he can't wash his clothes, that he doesn't have time to wash clothes. And I'm thinking that, how do you carry clothes and go and give dry cleaner? That's a different level of life. At that time, 1999, I was in secondary school then. It really was a big deal for me that you can pack your clothes and somebody else will wash it for you in exchange for money. And I said, when it's time to go to university, I would study electrical engineering, I will have a first class, and I will also make money like my uncle. That was the dream. So when I did my first JAM, 2001, and I had 212, I picked OAU, the same school he finished from anyway. No time to waste time. I wasn't given electrical engineering. I was given a course called physics education. My father at that time was working with Oyo State. He was currently a teacher around the Bakimbi High School, Mokola. That man also studied physics education. And he was a very poor man. So when I saw the course, although let me feel the course, a second choice. When I saw it, I said, no, I can't be like my father. No. So I go back home. At that time, when we do jam, it's not now you check online. You go to the school and check your names, like pasted. So I go back home. I said, no, I wasn't admitted. They said, well, why you do anything? Should I give you any course? In my own mind, I wasn't going to do any course. So while we were talking as friends, somebody said, oh, you can do pedigree 1 year instead of stay at home, you go to pedigree 1 year. The first question I asked, does that school, do they have elect? They said they do. Okay, let's go and do pedigree. And that was how I found myself a UNAM. There was nothing you would tell me in life that I would listen to you if it is not doing elect and having a first class. There's nothing you would tell me. So when I was in school, I didn't party, I didn't go to club, I didn't do anything because I was thinking of how to achieve that target. 100 level, I became very popular. No, pedigree, fast forward, I got 100 level. I became very popular because my first semester result was a 4.75. I only had a B in a 1 unit course. That was biology practical, 191. All courses were A. I was popular. And they would say that guy is a professor. And then too, I was thinking like I was a professor too. And that was how the journey started. What was the journey? What we do basically is that, this course is not clear to me. Come and explain to me. And I kept on taking tutorials upon tutorials. I became so popular. All along my first year and second year, there's nothing that I was doing than to read and to teach others. And that was how the passion of saying I want to impact came in. So I'll be surprised when you come and meet me and say, this topic is not clear to you. I will say this topic is very simple. How can't it be clear to you? So I will teach you. And once I'm done, they will say it is clear to them. And I was getting fulfillment. It was at some point, people will say, if goodness teaches you mathematics and you don't understand it, go and sell your head for a replacement. Even my wife of today, I'm married now, I met her solving mathematics for her. Along the line, I now told her, I want to marry you. Where am I going to? I'm telling you the journey of how I became a school owner. At my third year, I stumbled upon entrepreneurship. And I felt the dream of doing electrical engineering and having first class was not my own dream. It was just to copy somebody else's journey. So I became more matured. I think we had a 6-month ASU strike that time. That was 2006, I won't forget. And I had to leave school after reading like 3 or 4 months and nothing happened. Traveled to Shogbo. I met one of my father's son. My father happens to be a youth church. So it's not a church like a church. It's an international church. So you have different people called different churches. Then in the evenings they do fellowship. It's one of my father's son. So I went to him and he taught me how to trade digital currency. That is Forex, 2006. And that was the first attempt I had at entrepreneurship. For me at that time, to buy a laptop, we used to use multi-links in those days. Multi-links phone, there was a phone. It has a cable, you plug to the laptop. There was no money to buy it. And the only thing that occurred to me that this is how I would afford to buy this was to go and what? I wrote a manual about Forex trading. The manual was 36 pages. It had my design in front, then the manual. I had 11 chapters, 36 pages. And I wrote the manual that if I sell this manual to people, they will give me money I will use to buy a laptop. So I did the manual and photocopied it, made 10 copies. And I gave it to a vendor in UI. I said, let me sell this manual for $2.5 each. For like 2-3 days, nobody bought from him. And I'm like, it took me about a month to write this thing. Why won't people buy it? So I did an handbill that markets their flyer and told people about what they would gain in the manual. So I used to shuttle from Bodija, Mr. Biggs. That place is now Kilimanjaro. It's not Mr. Biggs again. It used to be Mr. Biggs in those days. So Mr. Biggs to UI. I would share the handbills back and forth. And before you know it, people started buying the manual. So I sold 10 manuals. I made at 180 each per copy. Photocopy and spiral banded. And I will sell at 2.5. So the markup was about 2-3 as profit. So I sold 10 copies, sold the next 10 copies, sold the next 40 copies. And one day, I decided to buy a photocopy machine myself. I bought the machine myself. bought the laminating machine that I want to be doing myself in the house, bought papers, and I made about 500 copies of the manual. And that was how the manual stopped selling. How did it stop selling? People now started photocopying what I was doing because there was no patency, no copywriting, just photocopy and sell. So why can't I photocopy myself and sell too? So my front page that has my contact and my company name, people will now do their own company name there and photocopy my remaining pages, 35 pages, and they bind and they were selling. I was selling for 2.5. They started selling for 500 naira. So who will buy for 2.5? And that was the end of that business. I will tell you many stories today, but later on I will try and bring them together at the end of the day. And that was how that business ended. But that business didn't end. After a while, there was a page on 23 that had my phone number. So I was teaching them about candlesticks and so on. And I said, at this point, you may need to call me for some explanation at this point. And that was how people started calling me from Enugu, from Abuja, even places that I've not been before in my life. From Port Harcourt, they will say, we bought your manual. I'll say, no, you did not buy my manual. The one you bought is fake. So to start with, first of all, pay 2.5 for the original manual that I will now teach you. So that was how I felt. The course became so mad that I could not even control it again. So I was having about 100 calls within minutes. Before you know it, I started taking seminars. I was like, okay, all of you in Enugu, look for a venue. If you're up to like 10, I will come there, I will teach you. And that was how I started taking seminars and workshops on that business when I was in my third year in the university. Fast forward to 2011, as I was done with my first degree, I wanted to start a business. I've had so much money with me. The idea of what should I do came in play. And I said I want to start a school, a permanent secondary school. Everybody around me was laughing because I only had the first degree in engineering that had nothing to do with education. My parents, who were school teachers at that time, they said no, that I should not start school, that it is stressful. Though they were experienced in the public sector, public school sector, not private school. That was stressful, there's no gain in it, there's this and that. But I said, me, I don't really think I need the gain. But I want to impact what? The children of tomorrow. I want a school. We were in Lagos then. I was living in Magodo at that time. And I told my wife, who comes to Ibadan to start a school, my wife was just laughing. How can you grow up in Ibadan and come back to Ibadan? Just before any. I said, no, don't worry. We are coming back to Ibadan. Even my wife said no, but I told her that, don't worry. We only stayed in Ibadan for 2 years. Once we have been able to start the school, and the school has structured very well, we'll go back to Lagos. Since 2010, that 2 years I gave her has not expired. We just used 1 year out of the 2 years. It remains 1 more year. Passion. What are the things you are passionate about? In 2011, after all said and done, I spent close to about 80 million to build Valencia School. I know you will see asking me, where did I get the money from? I'm coming. To start the school, and we had employed about 26 teachers. We had done training for them. I was living in Lagos for like 3 years prior to coming to Ibadan. So I had seen what happens in Lagos. I had done trainings with them. And we were set. But we were shocked that on starting the school, we only saw 3 kids. Just 3 of them paid school fees. What happened to all the 50 that bought form? They did not come. Even the engineer that built the school, I told him that because you are the one that did the school for us, bring your child to secondary school for free of charge. That one did not even come. That was when I knew that there's a problem. Like for free, they didn't show up. He said the wife prefers a Catholic school. They attended the Catholic school around, and they prefer the Catholic school. And nobody showed up, except for 3 kids. That was in 2011. Even the teachers that we employed, they were all jittering, they were shaking. That what will happen to their... Because it was very obvious now. How can all of you be taking 3 children? Let me just sack her for fear and go. And I told her, don't worry. We'll do the job. At that point, I was even the one taking mathematics. I would go to a class for basic tech. I would teach basic science. I would tell the child, you are too slow. I don't do the one. Let me show you how to do it. And that was 2011. Today is 2024. Apart from the students that have left the school by virtue of they have graduated, Valencia School has about 3,000 students across 3 campuses in Ibadan alone. And those teachers that we are afraid to sack, that were 20 plus then, today we have about 600 members of staff, both teaching and non-teaching staff. What is the lesson from passion? Follow your passion. The journey of growth, the journey of sustainability, the journey of success is not just doing anything you want to do. It is following what you think you are what? Passionate about. Number 2 for me is that every man, every woman, we have been created to solve what? Problems. I can tell you that you are in this life to solve a what? A problem. So if you know you are in this life to solve a problem, I think you will grow faster. You go faster and you move what further because you have agreed that your part is to what? Is to solve problems. So when I wake up in the morning every day, I want to think about how many problems do I have to solve for myself, for my business, for my environment, for people around me. When you are inclined in that direction, it will go a long way to preparing you for growth in life, problems. And even in business, I can tell you that business is about what? Solving what? Problems. There was a day I was in a meeting, I was doing a training for some school owners. So I'm currently the PRO of NAPS. NAPS is a proprietor of private schools. Proprietors, you have regulation. So I was doing a seminar for school owners that you to your school can grow. Let's encourage ourselves. And somebody asked a question. She asked me, she said, she had a school for like 6-7 years. The school is not growing. And we used that as a case study for the whole day. So I was asking her questions. I was giving her answers for people to learn. One of the things she told me was that she closes her school by 1 p.m. for toddlers. That those kids are young, they are 3-year-old. Why must they stay in school till 4? Their brain is not strong, they are stressed. She gave me all the English. I said, well, everything you are saying is very correct, and you are right. I also have my last born now is it 3 or 4 years? I don't even know. I shall have a baby, I have a last born. But I said the parents that owns these children, they are not bringing the children to your school because of all the things you are saying. They have their own need. They are going to work and they will close by 4 and maybe get to the school by 5 to pick their children. So if you say they come and pick them by 1 o'clock, they won't come to your school because they can't leave office by 1. Do you think people put kids in school because they want to learn at 2 years old? That's not the reason why. Why do you have to take a 1-year-old child to preschool? No need. But the fact is that you have to go and work, and you know your kids must be what? Must be somewhere. So that's the reason why they want a school. So that your own reason is good, but keep it in your mind. So when you have done school, you can do close by 1 p.m., there's after school till 3, there's after school. If you open school December time, New Year time, people will still bring their kids to school. I have a boarding school for younger children. When we started, we'll say, oh, hostel is for secondary school. If you are young, your parents should train you at home. But we are the parents. Many of the homes today are what? Dysfunctional. Father is like this, mother is like that. The children are there suffering. I said, okay, let's have hostel. And we started the hostel for younger children. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That hostel is even more expensive than the normal adult one. So I would say college, 450K for hostel. Those babies, 600K per term. Because it will take me a lot of stress to what? To take care of them. And we have people coming in. So what we are designed to do in life is to do what? Is to solve what? Problems. Everywhere you are, there are places I go to, I don't want to brag, I don't want to sound like I'm proud, that they will say, oh, let goodness give us his own submission or idea. Why? Because over the years, if you are thinking like this, me, I'm thinking like, is that the best way to what? To go. Want to solve problems. Entrepreneurship, growth, life, it's about what? Solving what? Problem. Whatever business you want to do, if you're into entrepreneurship, you want to ask yourself, are you solving any kind of what? Problem. If you're working 9 to 5 any place and you can't solve problems here, you won't grow. I have a staff that joined me in 2016, and today she's heading the campus. And the number 2 in that campus joined me in 2012. So the first thing I had to do first, because they are both females, and females have their own female wala. So when the 2016 was telling us having some problems, I said you have to have problems. Because our lady came 2012, so you to manage is also problems. But what matters most is that you are the leader in that place, not because you are the oldest, but you are the one that will give me what I want to get. If you are doing 9 to 5, I've seen people say they lay off. If you tell me they lay off staff in your company and they lay you off, I won't tell you anyway. I'll just, oh, really? Sorry. Because I also have a business. Some people, when they say they want to travel out, you are thinking that you can't travel out, you can't go. You know they are indispensable. So how will a company lay off staff and you are part of the people that lay off? I won't agree. If you are telling me in my mind, I'm looking at you that, if you are looking normal before, by the time you say that, you are like half of your value in my presence. Because you must have been stupid. If you are irreplaceable, you will not be laid off with some other people and they will now leave some. Those they left, do you know that people that have businesses, they never do meetings inside, in the corner, and they sit down, they pick the big barrel. They look at this one. Remove him. This one, let him stay. That's how it is. Nothing is by chance. But when they lay off staff in the bank, people make it look like they just blew one powder, and whoever the powder touches will lose his job. No. It is intentional. They will have handpicked 1, 2, 3. Let them go. It simply means that when they go, there won't be nothing will miss. How much of life's problem can we solve? I tell people that today, I'm most popular because I have a school. But the other things I do to solve problems, to make more money. Let me give you some testimonies. In 2010, 2009, I wanted to build a school. So I told people, I said, let me look for a space, a land to build school. So this one came. There's this one at this place, so how much? 3 million naira. Oh yeah, I paid. Another one came. There's this one, and 5 million naira. I paid. Another one came. So I bought 3 plots of land. They gave me that option. I said, no, don't worry. I want to build school. I'm not buying land. I want to just build school. But I just felt the extra ones I bought as land, I will buy them. In case I need money, I can sell to have my cash back. 2011, I started Valencia School. 2013, I needed to build an extension within the compound. So I needed 6 million naira cash, 6 million for that construction to go a bit faster. So I know that I have a land that I bought now some years ago, 3 years ago. I bought the land for 5 million naira on the main road, Kola GRA. So I just called the person that sold the land to me that this is my land though. I want to say I need money. Let me get the money back. So he came with the buyer will pay 9 million naira. I was just thinking that land between that year and this year. He bought lawyers, plenty people. Just give money. I don't want story. So the person paid 9 million naira. I could not sleep overnight. Because the land I bought for less than 5 million naira, I didn't even do anything. I can't say this is where my land is. I never cut any grass, no fence, no. I was like, So that means that if I had bought land with all the money I used to build school, that means I will have like 170 million without doing anything. Why am I now working? Along the line, I sold the land. So at that time, for those that are lawyers that know about property, I didn't do the assignment of the land. So I needed to also rely on the person that sold to me to help me go and sign for the new buyer. So I think the person now said, that's my engineer. And it became an argument. And engineer, but I've given you 100K now. Let this thing, I've spent the money, I don't have money back. Let this thing sail through and let it go. Many told me that don't mind the man. It's this and that. I will show him paper. It's not your own headache. It's me and the man. It's not my own headache. Me, I have spent part of the money. I can't refund though. That man said, don't worry. How much are we spending on money? I spent 3 million. Don't worry. Take 3 million. Pay the man his money back. Really? I'll give you a better buyer. That was how I refunded the money. And the next day or second day or third day, they brought another buyer that I will pay 11 million naira. That one came 14 million naira. At the end of the day, I sold the land for 40 million. I will never forget that experience. So the next thing I did was that out of the 40 million, I will go and buy another one to keep again. And that was how since 2011. I've been doing land banking. And sometimes I've done some deals that are ridiculous. One day I was in my office. Some young men came to my office. They were very confident. 4 of them. They looked so nice. What do you guys do? They said they print big notes. Big notes. Oh, okay. I do my big notes in Lagos. And the way I looked at them, they can't give me a better deal. I deal with a very big company in Lagos. Although you have to print in large volumes. But so even the price, they were like, bro, try us. We are this, we are that. I knew they could not mark up the price. So they are just trying, we do for this school, we do for that school. So just to reluctantly allow them, okay, how much is the cost of your production? On this price, they gave me the price list, and I was like, the price they gave me was about 50% more. And while they are trying to